the new Tom Green Show.
Canadian comedian Tom Green has pioneered many things and is now hosting a new comedy podcast from a van roaming across the US of A. But he takes a pause in his travels to talk to Morning Live. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, Bob. How are you? Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, great to see you from your beautiful Hollywood home. But lately your home is in this specially modified van, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I've been traveling all around the deserts of the southwestern U.S. in this van that I've built my podcast and recording studio in. And I've been making these films and putting them up on my YouTube channel and having a blast. But I'm taking a little pit stop here for a couple of days and then heading back out into the desert.
You actually had a talk show in your house with Hollywood stars. So you've always broke ground. Now, I believe this is new, doing a show from a van in the desert.
Yeah, it's been kind of something, it was kind of something that kind of came a little bit from what we're going through right now with the pandemic. And, I was isolating at home here, and I thought about coming up to Canada and spending time with my family up there. And I just decided to be smart just to kind of stay isolated, and I started getting real bored, sitting in the house. And
so you got a dog.
I've really always been into making music, and there's a lot of I got a new camera, so I was getting into this new camera and filmmaking, and I thought, I want to go find something to photograph. So it sort of started out as a photographic kind of journey, and then one step led to the other. I built the studio in it, and I've been going to all these amazing places. It's been really cool.
And interviewing stars from these amazing places. So it's a remote studio. But yeah, some of the video you're shooting is just spectacular. We're sharing some of it now.
Yeah, it's cool. People call into my show now because of COVID, so that they actually call into the van, and I do my podcast that way. The podcast is called The Tom Green Interview, but we're changing the name to Van Life actually this week. So it's going to be called Tom Green's Van Life, and you can subscribe to that. And then the video is something that I really love. That's on my YouTube channel, and I'm all by myself out there, and I'm doing all the editing, all the shooting. I've got this drone, and I really seek out these really amazing visually stunning places out in the desert, in Utah, and I've been to New Mexico. I've been all through Arizona and California and Texas, and it's been pretty amazing.
It's kind of a strange dichotomy, isn't it? I mean, you're in showbiz, but it's a very quiet van life right now. This kind of isolation, you're spending a lot of alone time with your dog, Charlie. What have you learned about Tom Green?
Yeah, I think one thing I've learned is that I actually kind of don't mind being alone for 6 months. It's actually been pretty nice. I was thinking it was going to be a lot more difficult to be this isolated, but actually, with technology today, you can get on and do Zoom calls and call into your show and talk to your friends and talk to your family, and it's almost like being there. But I don't know. I've also really just been focused a lot on trying to accomplish something with all this spare time. I know I'm not normally. I'm touring doing stand-up comedy, so normally I'm traveling all around. But so I've been just focusing on getting back to my Algonquin College roots and learning to my television broadcasting there, and learning to edit video and some of the new with some of the new programs and do some modern video techniques and stuff. So I'm just getting up and focusing every day and trying to not go crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody's pivoting in the pandemic, and this is a great pivot. Wanted to bring up, last fall you were on Drew Barrymore's show. There was a nice reunion. What were your thoughts leaving that studio? Was it closure? Did it stir up stuff?
Oh, it was nice. I hadn't talked to Drew in probably 15 years, and it was kind of cool. She just reached out to me because she's got her new talk show and asked if I wanted to come into the show. So that was it was pretty cool to reconnect like that. It was weird. It was sort of fitting in a way, because I mean, it's the relationship itself was always so public, and it was kind of interesting to after not talking for 15 years to have that reunion on television. But we, I don't know if I'm blowing the reveal here, but the secret here, but we actually weren't even in the same room. She was in New York and I was in LA, and they have this really cool green screen situation that they do. So it was kind of like this, you know. I mean, it was a little different than this, Bob, because it was my ex-wife. You're not my ex-wife, obviously. I mean, we go way back and everything. But,
well, you and I do, yes. Yeah, but maybe this moment isn't as sweet for you.
Yuck Yucks and
yes.
Back when we were kids at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa, and you were always so supportive of me. I think you were at 54 Rock back then.
Oh my gosh, you remember? Yeah. Well, yeah. I remember your.
Oh yeah, well, because back when I was a kid, I'm a little bit younger than you, I think, Bob. Not to rub it in or anything like that, but when I was doing Yuck Yucks and Amateur Night and Yuck Yucks in Ottawa, you were always very supportive of me, and I was always really, impressed and excited to be talking to Bob Cowan from 54 Rock. It was amazing, and I think I was on your show a few times, and it was cool.
Here, a couple of decades later, I still have a pink slip. You know those old, way before the internet, those while you were out pink slips from a receptionist?
Yeah.
I got a call from this kid at Algonquin College, Tom Green, because he wanted me on his cable show. I still have that, and here we are. Congratulations on your incredible Hollywood life. We're going to link up all your socials and van life, which is just launched, and continue with your watching your adventures. Tom Green, all the best.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Cheers.